Well, I guess I'm on. Okay, great. I was thinking about how y'all doing? I've been hanging around Houston a bunch lately. And I was gone for a long time, and I got back, and I was actually thinking about sitting down tonight, but I feel like rocking out a little bit more on this. I'm just gonna stand up if that's cool with y'all. We did. We were just here a couple of weeks ago with this band that I've been playing with. And so it'll feel good to get back to these old songs and some new ones we're going to start out tonight and throw at you. And I'd like to dedicate this show to a friend of mine who passed away this morning, Todd Snyder. He's a great songwriter, and he was a very unique individual. And I love people that are just innately themselves and don't make excuses for it. You want to grab this? Yeah, I was gonna kick it off stage and kind of do that Jerry Lee Lewis thing, but go ahead. All right. Maybe you've heard this one. Here we go. One. Everybody ready? 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, Daddy was a badass, oilfield white trash, never took nobody's lip. He was a honky-tonk dancer, even beat cancer, and 40 years smoking just quit. He had Korean pin-up black ink tattooed forearms from the war. He won a Purple Heart medal, but never heard him pedal the killing he did with the core. So they shipped him on home with his mind all blown, nightmares about his past. Well, that's a dang good thing Mama met Daddy, 'cause Daddy was a badass. You know it? Well, he met Mama on the dance floor in East Texas. She was the belle of the ball. He had an oil-bound son, giving him a run for his hand in marriage to call. So now he took the rich kid to the back of the bar, threatening him with his life. He said, "Hey, little girl, your date had to leave, now you're gonna be my wife." I guess his country charm turned her on, as 50 years has passed. He got the one and only girl in the whole wide world. His daddy was a badass. Hey! Well, Daddy made it out of the jelly rig patch. Gambling paid for his school. The University of Texas sure got reckless, living on 8-ball pool. He had backroom all-night poker games, a pistol by a rotary phone. He was a hot tip handicapper on football, never took a student loan. So he passed with honors for selling numbers to everybody in his class. And they drove it back home to old East Texas. You know what he was? Us kids, and they built a little house and they started that company. They made drilling bits for the oil rigs and made a truckload of money. Hired all my uncles and the good old boys back in his roughneck days, till his shop burned down, lost everything he had, and went their separate ways. So he bought $5 grand, flew to Vegas, he put it on the red and black. He made 200 G's. He got the business back, y'all. Here we go. I always like playing the Mucky Duck, and watching you guys eat this nice Irish fare right in front of me. I got a few Irish relatives, and now that we have Facebook, they can find you. We went over to Ireland and played a few months ago, and I had a couple of cousins show up, and my liver was terrified. Yeah. Daddy retired and he sold his business, and the kids are up and gone. He said, woman, I just can't sit around here. You know I gotta keep bringing it on. Climbed on his 1963 Panhead Harley Davidson and rode it wide open till the end of the world, off a cliff and into the sun. Now at his funeral, Mama was smiling, said that's the way he should have passed. In a blaze of glory, he was done with the world, Jack. His daddy was a badass. Yeah, his daddy was a badass. It was. Daddy was a badass. Muchas gracias, amigos. Just want to let you guys know that they let a guy from Beaumont into the Austin Music Hall of Fame now. I'm in the Austin. I thought I was the youngest, but Charlie Sexton's a year younger than me, evidently. But yeah, it was kind of, I was like, are you sure you got the right number kind of thing? But I've been hanging out there for a long time. I bought a house there in the 1900s before the Dellionaires hit it. And Elon Musk, entire corporate first floor, invaded my neighborhood. But I like living there some of the time, but I get back down in southeast Texas to the Golden Triangle and get my mind right, take my boots off and put my feet in that muddy dirt and get grounded, as the hippies say. So another guy, it's weird, I'm going through this week, you know, another friend of mine, Rex Bell, passed away. And Rex owned a place in Houston, Texas, called the Old Quarter. And then he reopened it later down in Galveston. And my brother took me to see Townes Van Zandt here. And then me and Rex and Hayes Carl, of all people. Hayes Carl was the dishwasher there. He was like 16 and super talented then, even then. But anyway, Rex said, hey, have you ever been out to Marfa? I said, yeah, I'm going out there I'm doing a show with Kinky out there. And he goes, well, you need to look up this guy named Boyd Elder. He goes, he did all the record covers for the Eagles. He said, you've seen those, we've all seen those Eagles records covers with the skulls on them. And he did Graham Parsons and a lot of people. So I was very excited about meeting Boyd Elder, and I met Boyd Elder when I got there, and he looked like Clint Eastwood's stunt double in 1967. And women would just walk by him and get pregnant. He was so he was so ridiculously handsome. And he took me to Mexico, and we hung out, and we drank tequila, and he regaled me with stories. He knew everybody. He knew Keith. He knew Mick. He even knew Joe Ely, which is a little more important to me. And anyway, I'd heard that Boyd passed, so I wrote this song for Boyd, and I recorded it out in Los Angeles with Shooter Jennings. And we'll do it for you now. Boyd Elder was a Lone Star man, painted longhorn skulls on the man, and he kept the house up in Valentine, hung out in Martha when the lights would shine. Boyd liked that silver tequila, the Lost Horn Saloon with Sheila. He said L.A. was so illegal back in the 70s, flying with the Eagles. Yeah. Well, he's driving through the desert in a Cadillac, a trunk full of longhorn skulls in the back, working on a painting, working on a buzz, loving all the women and running from the fuzz. Cartels had a lot of dough to fill Boyd's skulls with keys of blow, but he turned them down every time. He just couldn't take the pressure on the borderline. Well, the El Chingadero was a solo show, some high desert off from the city, oh. There was one big party, him and Bobby Fuller, the Trans-Biggest boys, wasn't no one cooler. Boyd Elder was a well-known character from Mexico to the west of America. He'd pick 'em up, Jack, and let 'em go. He said, hey, baby, now que paso, honey. Boyd Elder was a Lone Star man, painted longhorn skulls on the man, and he kept the house up in Valentine, hung out in Martha when the lights would shine, and man, they'd shine. And them lights would shine. Well, since McGonigel's Mucky Duck is a traditional Irish bar, I think I would like a Jameson on the rocks. Can you give me one without the big ball glass? Just the big ball glass always hits me in the. It looks so cool and it works, but it always slides down and hits you right. You feel like you're hitting your microphone or something. And anyway, here's a song that I wrote on the Outlaw. We got any Outlaw Cruisers here tonight? A couple of y'all, yeah. We're about to do our 10th Outlaw Cruise. And it's pretty awesome. There's about 2,500 rednecks on a boat without any cops around in the middle of the ocean. But everyone's really nice. It's not obnoxious. Before I did the first one, I was like, this is going to be, maybe there might be some boundary issues. You get a little alcohol in people, and they're a little overzealous. Coolest cruise ever. I've never done a cruise until that one, and I couldn't imagine doing one without music. Anyway, I wrote this song after I heard John Prine passed away, and my friend Shala Mara, who I've known for a long time, she was telling me something. She goes, well, you'll be okay. You got an angel in your pocket. And I was like, okay, I'll be right back. got an angel in my pocket I walk around with all the time. When the mean old world starts picking on me, my angel starts to shine. A tiny glow in my front pocket, in my faded Levi jeans, gives me enough strength to make it through damn near anything. And when Lord, it shines. Well, I pick myself back up more times than I've been knocked down. Painted motorcycles on, rolling on, riding at the speed of sound. But that angel in my pocket, where my secrets are safe and the love we make feels raw and pure and true. Where you know that I miss you, darling, when I'm gone more than half the time. And all nights when the tears are falling, hey, my pocket shines, 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 hey. Well, I hurt myself 1,000 ways, thinking I don't deserve you. But my angel's light got me through the dark, and we somehow made it through. Well, the universe is smiling. It had other plans for me. It put an angel in my pocket, darling, and brought you here to me. Well, you know that I miss you, darling, when I'm gone more than half the time. And all nights when the tears are falling, hey, my pocket shines, shines, shines. Oh, yeah. My pocket shines. Thank you so much. How you guys doing? Y'all doing okay, huh? Loving this little short season of weather that we get here in Texas? We'll be freezing or sweating any second now. Oh, well, I wouldn't trade it for the world. You know, I've lived in other places before, and I never gave up my Texas driver's license, and but I had a place out in Los Angeles for a while because I got signed to a record label out there, and I was doing these movies out there, and the only thing I wish is that I wouldn't have got rid of the house out there because it'd be worth a fortune now. But you know, when you're young, you think you're going to get about 10 or 20 houses, and I liked it. I think everyone should live somewhere else at least once. I think Willie and Waylon wrote all the best songs about Texas while they were on movie sets outside of Texas because they were missing it. We're going to go back to East Texas on this one, what they call the Pine Curtain. And My friends in Mississippi and my friends in Tennessee will argue with me to the death on this point, but I am a bona fide music nerd. I've been collecting records. I have a massive vinyl, as the kids call it, vinyl. I call them albums. Remember that word? And now my son's friends will come over and go, well, your dad has a lot of vinyls. So weird. But I've been collecting them and bin diving and all that stuff long before computers came along. And in fact, last week I did my first lecture at the University of Texas about music history of Texas. And I would see a few of them kind of glaze over because I could tell maybe they were into hip-hop. So I would just throw in a little story about me partying with the Ghetto Boys in the 5th Ward during the Rap-A-Lot records, if anybody knows that. And they would light up like a Christmas tree. Mr. Dayton, you knew Bushwick Bill? But my point in all this was 12 years before Robert Johnson released his first single, and the guy that influenced, you know, Cream and Zeppelin and all these bands. There was a guy in East Texas named Blind Lemon Jefferson, and he was a huge, he sold millions of records, and not too many people know about him now, but a lot of it started in East Texas, and with Mance Lipscomb and a guy named Lightning Hopkins who hung out here in town. And if you want to see Lightning's guitar that he recorded all those hits on, just drive right down the street and ask the guy who owns Rockin' Robbins if you can see Lightning's guitar. He owns Lightning's guitar, and I've offered him my first child and some unborn children for the thing, and he won't sell it to me. But anyway, this one's got that kind of drone in East Texas country blues. 1, 2, get it, old son. Cajun girl from Beaumont town made the etouffee, drink the whiskey down. Well, she loved to dance to Miss Barbara Lynn, kept her pissing on her purse, had $100 grin. Yes, I married her on the courthouse stand with no wedding ring, just a cigar band, and she's gone, gone, gone. Well, Jesus called her home. My baby's long gone. One more time, shake 'em on down. Fishing for bass on the bow bank, making love on the ground by the wine we drank. Well, I caught her stepping out just a couple of times. Ain't no saint myself, and I know that rhyme. She's gone, gone, gone. Well, Jesus called her home, and my baby's long gone. Watch out. Just up and drove to Florida, pulled over on the I-10 corridor. Hey! Police said, son, you're alone, away from home with your broke headlight and your shiny chrome. And I was. Well, that guitar picker can't bail you out for $1,000. You can go on, hey, about your business. Get it now. She left me with a beautiful boy. He's the apple of my eye and my pride and joy. She's really gone, gone, gone. Want to get it, old son. Cajun girl from Beaumont town, made the Altuve, drink the whiskey down, and she's gone, gone, gone. Thank you very much. You guys get an extra set of wings to get into heaven for all that hooping and hollering over there. You've been absolved of all your karmic debt. Yesterday I was on KPFT talking to the DJs about, what a rare thing it is that y'all have KPFT. I mean, sure, there's a lot of left of the dial stations, but let's be honest. Do you really want to listen to the programming? And then and I'm serious, we don't even have it that good in Austin. I mean, we got KTUX and a couple of, kind of left of the dial things, but they won't put on an entire Townes Van Zandt record and go to the bathroom or go outside and burn one or whatever they do. So if you want to know if old Montrose is still alive, just turn on KPFT. All right, here's a song called I May Have to Do It, But I Don't Have to Like It. We'd like to dedicate this to any of you people who were drug out here by your partner because you wanted to go to bed early and watch Netflix tonight. Let's face it. Well, I don't take it personally. I mean, Elvis could be fronting the Beatles tonight and you'd still feel that way. It's not me. It's you. Anyway, here we go. Well, Mama said, Jess, you got to get out of bed. Jag a comb across your aching head. If you come back, you better bring me some bread cut and fed to red. I may have to do it, may have to do it. Don't have to like it, don't have to like it. May have to do it, may have to do it. Don't have to like it, don't have to like it. May have to do it, do it, do it. Don't have to like it. Well, the boss said, Jesse D, you about to run out of time. Drinking all that Jim Beam and Shine. Stop having any fun and you'll be fine. And we'll see you in the checkout line. I may have to do it, may have to do it. Don't have to like it, don't have to like it. May have to do it, may have to do it. Don't have to like it, don't have to like it. May have to do it, do it, do it. Don't have to like it. Watch this. That's 10,000 hours of watching Jerry Reed on Hee Haw. If you know, you know. Well, Aunt your mama said to Uncle Sam, we're gonna send you off to Afghanistan, help bring you home on the military plan. We hope you don't mind the sand. I may have to do it, may have to do it. Don't have to like it, don't have to like it. May have to do it, may have to do it. Don't have to like it, don't have to like it. May have to do it, do it, do it. Don't have to like it. That's about the amount of applause that lead deserved right there. I remember my old man coming into my room. I remember when you used to play baseball with all the kids, now all you do is just sit in that damn room and play that guitar all day. Later, I invited him out to watch me play on the Grand Ole Opry. And he came clean. He was pretty cool. He was like, you know what? I think you got just the right amount of twang on that thing, son. That was his way of telling me I was right. What the boss said, son, you got to jump out of line. Stop having all that Jim Beam and shine. Stop having any fun and you'll be fine. And we'll see you in the checkout line. I may have to do it, may have to do it. Don't have to like it, don't have to like it. May have to do it, may have to do it. Don't have to like it, don't have to like it. May have to do it, do it, do it. Don't have to like it. All right. We're sitting in a dimly lit bar right now, folks, so there's no big pressure on you. I'm going to say may have to do it. You say may have to do it. I say don't have to like it. You say don't have to like it. Then y'all can just sit there and look at me weird for the rest of the show. All right, ready? Thanks so much. Thanks for your participation. It would have been really weird if y'all wouldn't have said anything. It did happen to me one time. We were playing in Colorado, and it was about 3 months after they legalized weed in Colorado. And there's all these hippies that just blown out in the crowd. And they were like, what are we supposed to do, man? Like, what's the question, Abraham Lincoln? It's all right. Well, had the great fortune of seeing Townes Van Zandt several times live. I saw him when I was a little kid. My brother took me, as I was saying earlier, and my brother and sister were quite older than I was. Me and my sister are 10 years apart, and me and my brother says we're 5 years apart, but we're twins, and the labor was hell on my mother. Because he's got red hair and green eyes, and I look like the mailman's kid, you know. But anyway, he took me. He said, "Hey, we're going to go see a songwriter." And I was 15. I'd never heard that term before. I'd heard everything else. I heard folk, country, blues, rock and roll, punk, goth, new wave, rockabilly. You know, I was of that generation. Is this microphone going out on us? Yeah, it's some kind of shenanigans going up here. I'm gonna start. Yeah, are we good now? Okay, that's okay. It just means it's not AI. There's a real person up here playing guitar. Enjoy it while you can, folks. But anyway, he said, we're going to go see a songwriter. And I didn't know what that meant. I was like, can you be more ambiguous? And so we go and see him. And, of course, he does, his version of everything. He did, a blues song, a country song, a rock and roll song, a Mexican song, whatever it was, a ballad or whatever. And he was a songwriter. And there was about 8 people in this little bar while Townes was playing. And my brother knew the doorman, so he got me in because I was underage. And I had chicken skin. I was like, wow, this is better than, a Pentecostal church in Vidor, Texas. This is better. This is more emotional. And don't worry, just for the record, those people really creep me out, okay? What a bunch of creeps. But anyway, later I met Townes because there was a little dive bar over here, right over here. It was called I can't remember. It wasn't Blanco's. It was a little bar, and I forgot what it was. It was right over there. It was right back there where the record store used to be. And I forgot what it was. I forgot if I said the name, I'm sure everyone's been there. But I walked in there, and there was a bunch of people that were in suits, and they just got off work, and they're partying. It's Friday. It's about 4:30 in the afternoon, and there's a guy in the back, and he's got a guitar case, and he's a gruff old guy, kind of, stink-eyeing people a little bit. And I walked up to him and I said, "Are you Guy Clark?" And he goes, "That depends on if you're buying me a whiskey or not." And I was like a young rockabilly kid. He didn't want to have anything to do with me. But I was, unbeknownst to him, I was a huge fan. I had all his records. And I went and got him a red breast, an expensive drink. And then I sat down and I was trying to impress him and talk about writers. And he could see me coming a mile away, I was just like, and I was not impressing him. But I did keep buying him these expensive drinks. So we hung out, and he goes, okay. And we got down. We had about seven whiskeys on the rocks. And he goes, well, kid, I got to go play a gig. I've got to go to Rockefeller's. And I was like, can I tag along with you? And he goes, yeah. And so we go over there, and I said, what, if I can ask you, Mr. Clark, how do you remember all those lyrics after that much whiskey? And he goes, oh, you ought to see the guy I'm playing with tonight. He makes me shine like a diamond. And it was Townes Van Zandt. And Townes came up to me backstage and grabbed my cigarettes and just lit a cigarette. And he goes, hey, man, what's going on? He was just the nicest, coolest guy. And we went over to this place called the Allen Park Inn. And they kept the bar open till 4 a.m. And Townes Van Zandt got drunk with me and told me how music was going to save the universe. And it was the sweetest, coolest night. It was an important night. So I don't know. When I get to Houston, I start telling Houston stories because I love Houston, Texas, and it's so underrated. And all the real music doesn't come from Austin; it comes from Houston, man. So. Well, Loretta, she's a barroom girl, wears them sevens on her sleeve. Well, she dances like a diamond shines and tells me lies I just love to believe. Well, her age is always 32 and her laughing eyes are hazel hue. Well, she spends my money like waterfalls, but she loves me like I want her to. So I said, hey, Loretta, won't you say to me, Jesse, put your guitar on. Take a little shot of booze and play some sad and wailing song. I said, hey, Loretta, I won't be gone for long. You can leave them dancing boots on, girl. Well, she's long and lazy and wild and free, but I can love her anytime. Watch out. Extra clapping over here. Sweetest at the morning sun, prettiest at the break of day. Well, now she don't cry when I move along, y'all. Well, at least not till I've gone away. I said, hey, Loretta, I won't be gone for long. You can leave them dancing boots on, girl. Well, she spends my money like waterfalls, but she loves me like I want her to. Say it for all the guys out there. Well, now she spends my money like waterfalls, but she loves me like I need her to. girl, and she wears some sevens on the sleeve. Thanks a lot. So we had an old Creole woman that lived with my family part-time named Miss Victoria. She helped my grandma a lot, but she lived with my family too while my mom was going back and forth to college and my dad was working and my sister was gone away to college doing what my grandfather commonly referred to as listen to them damn Beatles records and hanging out with them hippies. And my brother was doing God knows what. He was probably at some Charlie Daniels concert or something. I was at home with this 80-year-old black woman from Crowley, Louisiana who spoke French. It was just me and her. Every day, all day. She was teaching me important lessons like how to make a roux. And she was turning me on to Lightning Hopkins and Zydeco music. And we'd be in the kitchen dancing to Zydeco, and it'd be, and my old man would walk in and go, what in the wide world of sports is going on in here? Y'all are having some kind of damn party off in there or something. And she also taught me how to roll a not too tight kite cigarette, which will come in handy later in the civilized states in America. But she was my best buddy. And then when I finally started going to school, she would walk me to school every morning and talk to me, and she would always try to make me feel better, and she taught me how to treat people and how everybody's, we're all pretty much the same, and it was a big thing. So I play this song every time I play a solo gig. Let me see if I have a trusty old slide here. Yeah. Sweet potatoes cooking in the kitchen on Sunday after church. She's humming along with a gospel station on the radio while she works. And through the house you can hear a voice, brother, to the front porch swing. You could hear choke up when the preacher mentioned Martin Luther King. It was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful thing. Well, it seemed like she lived with us most of the time, but she kept her place across town. Daddy picked her up in his big black Lincoln, all the neighbors, they come out. She said, oh, Mr. Robert Earl, son, well, you've been so good to me. Daddy hugged her neck, said, whatever you need, telling you part of my family. It was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful thing. Well, she walked me to school every morning when I was just a little boy. She'll hold my hand and we'd sing together, you are my sunshine and my joy. I said, oh, Miss Victoria, God, what can I say? Hey, the black old lady was my best friend, made me what I am today. It was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful thing. She was born in 1897 on Louisiana, Texas line. And she lived till damn near 90-something, not a sick day in her life. When she passed, it hit us hard, and brother, we all felt the pain. Her funeral was black and white, but our tears were all the same. It was a beautiful thing. Oh, it was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful thing. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, thank you very much. I'd like to say that's as melancholy as I'm going to get tonight, but there's probably one more sorry old heartbreak song going to slip in there somewhere. But I'd just like to say to everybody, if there's any new people here that you haven't seen me play before, I hope me and the band pass the audition tonight. Had quite a last year was a big year, and it just kind of rolled in. I did a record with this woman named Samantha Fish, and we got nominated for a Grammy, and we went around the world a lot, and then I made a record with these two buddies of mine, Johnny Muller and Ian Moore, and that record's done pretty well for us, and you know, there's only two places on earth where I don't call my agent or my manager and to check on things when I play a gig, and that's the Mucky Duck in the Old Quarter. And Rusty just calls me up on the phone and says, "You want to come try out some new songs?" And I'm like, "Yes, I'll be there with bells on, with a good attitude and a smile on my face." But I've seen a lot of people at the Mucky Duck. I've seen a lot of great musicians. I saw Billy Joe Shaver come in here and play, and there was nobody in here. And I left with chicken skin for about 2 days, and that was the night I met Billy Joe Shaver. And but you know. The first time I played the Old Quarter, the dishwasher was Hayes Carl. And I don't know if he was had a job there, but he was back there washing dishes. And Rex Bell said, you should get this kid up here on stage. And I was like, absolutely. So he came up on stage and he just blew us away. He was amazing. And he was really young then. And we've been friends ever since, and I think eventually he moved to Austin, Texas, and I said, "Man, I got a house in Austin, and we should write a song sometime." So I went over to Hayes's house, and he answered the door in his jorts, if you know what those are. Those are jean shorts. And he said, "Hey, brother, I've got a hot tub in the back." And so we went and got in this hot tub and started drinking, and we started talking about this girl that we met at a place called the Poop Deck in Galveston. And I was like, "Yeah, the little Cajun girl that she's got a bay boat and she fishes." And he goes, "Yeah, that one." And I said, "She's hotter than a three-pecker goat." And he goes, well, we're going to write that song right now. So anyway, send this out to my buddy Hayes, who I know is hurting today because he was very, very, very close with Todd Snyder and one of his great inspirations. But if you've ever been to Galveston, you'll hear some stuff in this one, okay? Y'all ready? Can I get a hell yeah? Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Drinking rum out on the island and the Gulf of Mexico. Killing time up on the poop deck, waiting for a friend to show. Walked on over to the jukebox. I put a little pocket change in. I saw her dancing on the pool table, looking like a original sin. She said 7 magic words to me. Do you like to fish at night? Said the Reds are running off Bolivar right before daylight. I was standing in a state of shock, thinking, oh my God, she's the one. She said, load 'em up in the pickup, son. What's the matter? The cat got your tongue. Well, my mama's good raising and my daddy's education, well, it all went out the window, girl, 'cause you're hotter than a 3-peck of goat, wild as a March hare, bucking like a mule kicking in my stall, drinking on the wild goose tear. Smooth as a fox in a hen house in a new chinchilla coat. There ain't nothing in the world where we come from harder than a 3-peck of gold. Hey! Y'all still with me? And a big old beautiful Buick girl with a blue Texas Northern in her hair. What? Driving down the coach to the beach house, doing what I could not to stare. But after all the laughing and drinking and fishing and carrying on that night, she said, drop me back at the poop deck, son, and I'll see you on down the line. Well, my mama's good raising and my daddy's education, well, it all went out the window, girl, 'cause you're hotter than a 3-peck of goat, wild as a March hare, well, barking like a mule kicking in my stall, drinking on a wild goose tear. Well, smooth as a fox in a hen house in a new chinchilla coat. There ain't nothing in the world where we come from harder than a 3-peck of gold. There ain't nothing in the world where we come from harder than a 3-peck of gold. Oh, 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 hey! That song was almost as fun writing it. Because when we got down to the chorus, and I said, smooth as a fox in a hen house in a new chinchilla coat, there ain't nothing in the world that we, we were just like, we're like, this is some like Shakespearean hillbilly shit going on here. Get that pen and that Whataburger bag out, man. We got to write this mother. A little bit different than the songs they write in cubicles in Nashville, folks. I've been resurrecting some of these songs. One of the great things about playing in different acts is you come back to this thing, and I did this forever and ever, and then I did that thing with Samantha for 17 months, and then this much of the year, this year has been spent with this Texas Headhunters thing, and coming back to this thing is so much fun and so freeing. Because I can play whatever I want, and I don't have a drummer to worry about if he's going to screw up or not. And there's a lot of freedom in this. Last night I played in Galveston at a theater that was from 1929, and in the back of the theater they had the Masons were back there. And they had these guys in kilts. It was just called the Scottish Rite Theater, right? And I went up to the guy and I said, so I know you can't tell me because it's a big secret, but if you could, just over a couple of guys just hanging out, having a drink, what goes on in the Masons? He goes, well, if I told you, I'd have to kill you. And he goes, but there's only 8 of us in Galveston. I don't know why that killed me, man. I spit my drink out. I thought, well, there's only 8 of y'all, man. You can't screw up too much. I mean, it's not like you're going to take over the world or anything. Anyway, this is a song that I got in a few TV shows, and I've had a lot of songs and movies and TV shows, and it always ends up. There was this one called True Blood, and right before my grandmother died, she got to watch True Blood, and she was like, baby, they ain't said aye, and it's the whole thing shot in Lafayette. And then she passed away, and then I got my song in this motorcycle show called The Sons of Anarchy. This song was in The Sons of Anarchy. And my dad and me watched the episode before he passed away, and he was like, those guys aren't from the South, man. He said, I could hear the accent. Anyway, this song did it. Stumbling footsteps on the ground, all drunked up like Cooter Brown. I can hear him make his way up the porch. The blues in flames, a walking torch. Long as the night without a friend. If you don't believe me, well, just look at him. And he jumped head first back in his shallow grave. Well, he jumped head first back in his shallow grave. He married my grandma in 43. Uncle Sam shipped him off to Italy. Second war put blood on his hands, and he lost his mind, and he lost his friends, and well, since then he ain't really been the same. The single malt seems to ease the pain. Yes, he jumped head first back in his shallow grave. Well, he jumped head first back in his shallow grave. A local veterans hall helped get him some land. Bought him a lumber mill in East Alabama. Daddy and my uncles, they did the best they could, working like the devil, chopping wood. Passed out in the loft on the hay. A little cigarette burned it all away. Yes, he jumped head first back in his whiskey grave. Well, he jumped head first back in his whiskey grave. So they moved to Texas with the oil field trash, roughneck and spindle top, barely any cash. We lost my uncle in a Viet Cong den, so they drove us to Houston where they flew the body in. And about that time, my folks had little old me. I'd hear it ease my grandma through her misery, and it jumped head first back in his whiskey grave. Well, he jumped head first back in his whiskey grave. These old work trucks in the barn cake with rust. Since Grandma passed, the place is full of dust. It's him and the single malt except for holidays, when the grandkids come over and there ain't nothing to say. Long as the night without a friend. If you don't believe me, just look at him. Yes, he jumped head first back in his whiskey grave. Well, he jumped head first back in his shallow grave. Thank you very much. Okay, that's it. That's as sad as we're going to get tonight. It's all drinking and cheating songs from here on out. Well, I know the Mucky Duck does 2 acts a night. Let me see where I'm at. Okay, yeah, we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. Let me just go on the record and tell you that I know there are people here older than me. I'm glad you survived. It's awesome. You've seen more shit than me. Good, God bless you. But I am still old enough to know that if I could start every show for the rest of my career at 7 p.m., I would do it. I do not have FOMO, if you know what that stands for. The fear of missing out. I do not. I did it all. Pretty sure. Came close to it. I did everything but break my mother's heart, which is what you should not do. But I could have. So now I like to get the show done early and have the prerogative to either go to the pub or go home and watch Netflix and cuddle with the Labradors. Because I will lay up and spoon with my Labrador and watch a series. And I'm just reminding y'all what good living really is at this age. But on behalf of myself and the band, and I say the band, check them out. Look at that. You could tell I hadn't done the solo thing in a while, huh? But I really appreciate you guys coming, and I always love playing the Mucky Duck, and I will never, ever stop playing the Mucky Duck, so no matter what happens. I'm going to do tomorrow is my mother's 90th birthday. Woman sharp as a tack. Still reading a book a week. Yeah, we had to get her out of the big house in Beaumont. It was too much for her. It was we got the big, it's a nice place, and it was too much for her. So we moved her to Austin, and she actually likes being there. which, as some of you guys know, can be a nightmare if they don't like where they're at. So she's there and got all her grandbabies and great-grandbabies and all that, and we're going to get together. All the kids are tomorrow. Yes, we still all like each other. It's amazing, isn't it? Well, for now we do, right? So for any of you guys going to get out on that highway tonight, we'll do this one for you. I'm going out on the highway and listen to them big trucks whine. I'm going out on the highway and listen to them big trucks whine. Well, now that wide freight liner's gonna ease my worried mind. I might go down to Mexico, y'all. People seem to treat me kind. I might go down to Mexico, y'all. People seem to treat me kind. Well, now that wide freight liner's gonna ease my worried mind. Oh, let's do some chicken picking. Some bad news from Houston. Half of my friends are dying. Oh, I got some bad news from Houston, y'all. Half of my friends are dying. Well, now that wide freight liner's gonna ease my worried mind. One more time. Well, guys, I want to tell you, I wrote a song one time for a movie, and the name of the song was I'm at home getting hammered while she's out getting nailed. And the moral of that story is be careful what you write, because you might have to play that shit the rest of your life. I was a broke-ass guitar player living in a orthopedic surgeon's back of his house in a little garage apartment. I ended up getting a song in this movie, and the director called me and said, why don't you write a whole soundtrack for the record? And I said, twist my arm. So I wrote a whole soundtrack for this movie, and the movie came out and did very well. And the soundtrack really took off. And the director was nice enough to give me 75% of the songwriting publishing for it. And I ended up buying a house in that neighborhood that I was living in. And the other surgeons would come out to me and while I was cutting my grass and go, son, what do you really do for a living? it's Austin, you know. You can't swing a dead cat without hitting a guitar player. So I went on to score a couple of more movies after that. And then he put me in one, and then I wrote a script, and he got it to Malcolm McDowell, and they made a movie out of my script, and then they let me direct the next one. And it went to Cannes, and it sold. And now next year I'm making another movie, and we're going down to Mexico and making a Western. And it's a lot of fun. And as a guitar player, it wasn't something that I thought I could do, but I knew I was always a storyteller from East Texas. And if you have a point of view, you can write your way into the world. I'm gonna do just a little bit of that song, just so you will never get it out of your mind. We started in the morning, carried well into the night, throwing dirty dishes with all of our might. Sad commentary on a marriage that has failed. I'm at home getting hammered while she's a getting nailed. Eat your heart out, Roger Miller. How's that for wit? One more time. I'm going out on the highway, listen to them big trucks whine. Yeah, I'm going out on the highway, listen to them big trucks whine. Well, now that white freight liner's gonna ease my worried mind. Oh, well, now that white freight liner's gonna ease my worried mind. Thank y'all for coming down here. I hope you had a good time. How about instead of me trying to get through all them people and going back out there and making y'all clap for like 5 more minutes, why don't we cut through all that bullshit and like, let's just pretend that I did it. Watch this.